another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm John.
Hiya.
We're in a very unique position right now.
Yeah, things are weird right now. Everything's weird.
Well, they've been weird for a long time.
Well, I mean,
but
weirder than normal.
We are laying on our beds.
Yeah, well, sitting up.
Sitting up.
In bed.
In bed, recording this.
Yep.
And
because we have no couch.
We have no couch.
Yes.
Which is very frustrating.
Yes, Sean's very upset.
It's really thrown off my groove.
It really has. He's like very pissy about it. We bought a new couch, so we got rid of the old ones. Got junk, came and hauled them away. And then the new couch came, and guess what? It doesn't fit down the stairs. So now we had to have them take it back, and we're going to have to try to take the railing off the stairs or whatever. And it's just very annoying. So that's our drama. But we don't have a couch, and Sean's pissed.
Yeah, I'm a little bit perturbed. So I'm just kind of sitting here recording, staring straight ahead.
I deal with this sort of stuff better, I think, than you do.
I guess so.
I do.
Yeah, no, you do.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, what are you going to do?
So, I mean, yeah, so just FYI on any of the acoustics, if things sound different, it's just that's because we're doing it in a different room than we're used to. But hopefully the mics are working within proximities because that's what they do. So, what's going on? Let's see. Well, we do want to talk about WandaVision.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it last time, which is surprising.
Well, I just remembered it. Like, we were supposed to talk about it, and then after we taped, I was like, oh, shit, we didn't mention it at all. So,
yeah.
Even though it's already, 3 episodes in?
3 episodes as of today, yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I'll speak for myself. I like it. I like how strange it is. It's just, it doesn't really... My only complaint is it doesn't really feel like a Marvel property. It just feels like a sci-fi show of some sort. But it has these characters from Marvel in it. And, it's unique. And there's, some good writing and, some good chemistry between, Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. But... I'm not, I don't know. It's one of those things where even after it's already been done, I probably still don't know how I feel about it.
Fair enough. I'm close to that. I enjoy it. I'm interested in it, but yeah. I liked the 3rd episode better than anything else because we got a lot more weird shit happening in the 3rd episode than in the 2 prior.
Right.
And I realized we're trying to go for a slow burn and a slow ramp up. And I'm just like, I want to know the weird shit. So that's me, though. That's just me being an impatient asshole, as I typically am. So, I'm definitely interested in it. I'll keep watching it. We'll see how it goes.
Well, it's also what I like about it is that it's only a half hour.
Yeah.
So it feels like it goes by pretty fast.
Yeah.
So that's good. But, we haven't really had too much... stuff that's canon or whatever infiltrate yet. We have a neighbor named Agatha, which could play into that because Agatha Harkness,
right?
And what's her face just gave birth to twins.
Yeah, and then what's her face was in that episode too. Basically the new Captain Marvel. What's her name?
Oh, Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, she was in there.
That's right. The actress that plays her, we haven't really...
Yeah, she had a different... Her name was Gwendolyn, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she got booted out of the simulation at the end of the last episode.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Because
that's
spoilers,
why I was like,
but...
Yeah, spoilers. I was like, damn it, don't cut it here. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, there's some chicanery afoot.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see how it goes this week. But no, I dig it, and I'll keep with it. Trying to think of anything else that we watched that was worth talking about. I don't know. I haven't had a couch to lay back and watch TV on.
Yeah, we laid on the floor, and I got really drunk, and Sean watched toy videos, and I made jokes that he didn't laugh at.
Yeah.
I thought they were
It's
funnier.
documented on Twitter.
It is documented on Twitter.
So, if you don't follow us on Twitter, you're missing all the action.
You're totally missing out, guys.
You
You need thirst? I got you.
bonus.
I got thirst for you.
thirst.
I got thirst. I got anger. I got nonsensical tweet storms. I got it all.
I have wrestling retweets.
That's true.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
I did install it back on my phone. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I installed it back on my phone after not having it on my phone
For a while.
for a long time, probably for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Because, I wonder why.
Gee, I wonder what could have made you not want it on your phone.
There's a lot of things that I've kind of just sworn off
Yeah.
for 4 years.
What could have happened?
Just because I didn't want like a lot of like Twitter. Like I only usually just check one account for a bunch of wrestling stuff. But like I used to go to like certain comedians' accounts, and then I just was like, I can't do this
Yeah.
because
Too angry.
too frustrating. So yeah, I put it back on my phone though, and I'm looking forward to not post it, continue to not post as much as I probably should for somebody who wants to grow this podcast. And engage, because that's what you do. You're supposed to engage, but I don't wanna. I know that's my problem. I know if I probably ask somebody is like, why can't I grow this show? It's like, well, why don't you take your own advice and engage with people and be more active in that? But I just because I want to talk to people.
I know.
So, but yeah, nonetheless, I'm back. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Angry Hero Sean, and Jen's at Jen Stansfield.
Yes.
And I went to Colorado Springs the other day because I wanted to do some shopping. I went to American Classics Marketplace. I bought some action figures, and I'm going to make some videos. I already made some videos. I'm going to post some videos of me opening said action figures. So keep an eye out for that on my YouTube at Angry Hero 79. And I just went out there. I don't like, it's one of those things where I always go, like, I'm always like excited to go. Like, I'm really like, oh, I gotta go. We gotta go. And then I go and I go, why'd I go?
Yeah, that's why I didn't go with you.
Yeah, I kind of just, not that like, there was some people not wearing masks, and it's to be expected down there because it's a very like conservative religious area. So probably
focus on the family space down there.
Yeah, so like a lot of motherfuckers are down there. But I did buy some games for my Wii. I mentioned I got a Wii last time, or did I not?
I don't know if you mentioned it or not. To be honest with you,
I bought a Wii.
Oh,
It's like that movie We Bought a Zoo, but it's Sean bought a Wii. I bought a Wii for $45.
He's so excited about it.
And I actually kind of enjoy it. I'm kind of like, because that was like a phase of video game and that I never really explored, because I was pretty much just PlayStation straight through. And I continue to be, but I just, I have the means to have a Wii. So I've been playing Wii, and I'm playing stupid games on the Wii. And I don't really care much for motion controls, but I'll do them.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm going to I don't know. Just some games like I'm really like, oh man, I can't wait to play them and try them out. And then I play it and I get bored.
Right.
Because I have to do like other things. And also because I'm not good at it.
Sure. You'll get better.
I guess I need to play more. I mean, I got all sorts of space downstairs right now because we have no couch. I could have the full.
You could fucking.
I could do tumbles.
You could. You could do a gymnastics routine down there right now.
Do a Wii gymnastics. So, so I got that, and trying to think if I got any games, anything good for that. Not really. Just some stupid wrestling games.
That's your aesthetic.
That is my aesthetic. I'm just stupid wrestling things.
Yep.
Is my aesthetic. And that's really about all that's going on. I know I feel we're all just waiting for the Snyder Cut.
Or is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I was supposed to be doing that. I'll pencil it in.
Waiting for the Snyder Cut to happen.
Yeah, pencil that right on in.
Because there's really not much else to talk about.
World.
World.
Pandemic. What are you going to do?
Yeah, pandemic's kind of
ruined everything.
Fucked that up. But just waiting for that Snyder cut.
Maybe we'll get some movies to come out soon. Who knows? I don't know how that's gonna work, but you never know. I don't know. Maybe don't they have movies that are like shelved and they could just like grab them?
Oh yeah. That's how it is these days. You know, we're just putting movies on shelves.
Yeah, but I mean that happens though. Like shit gets filmed and it never gets released. Like New Mutants, and then it eventually gets released like 3 years after it should have been.
Boy, was it worth it!
Oh yeah, man, it was so great. You watch the Bills lose.
Oh, that's right. The Bills lost in the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, and
sorry, babe.
It sucks. Yes, they had a very good season.
They did. They haven't gotten that far in a very long time.
No, we have not. It's very impressive. But we have, we've gotten to the AFC Championship, and there's potential for next year. Unfortunately, the Chiefs, who beat us, have to go on to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have Tom Brady on their team. So Tom Brady's probably going to win, and it's going to be it's just going to be like the TV announcers sucking his dick.
Oh yeah, that's what they do.
Just blowing Tom Brady for 3 hours while shitty commercials go on.
Fuck the Tom Brady. I know who I'm rooting for, not Tom Brady.
Yeah, anytime there's an option to vote for not Tom Brady, that's the option I'm taking.
That's always the option I take. I'm like, is Tom Brady on that team? The other team. And I say this as somebody who lived in Boston for a long time.
Yeah, but you were never really like a Patriots person.
No. Why would I be?
You're really a star.
No, because Boston sports fans annoy the fuck out of me. Let's just be fucking honest. And just to make sure, like, I don't have anything against Boston or people from Boston. It's just that specific type of like our shit don't stink sports fan.
Yeah.
I have seen them in Denver when the Broncos won the Super Bowl a whole fucking bunch.
Yeah.
I don't like them, regardless of where they live.
Yeah, we've never had that sort of pride.
Yeah, you guys, you don't have that fucking problem in Buffalo, but here...
yeah, we just continue to fail.
When I was younger and Denver won 2 Super Bowls in a row or something, that was fucking nightmare. And then I went to Boston and nobody shut up.
I like how the team wins. You're like, that was a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. Everybody's such an asshole. And then the news starts talking about it, it's Broncos season. You're like, they literally just stopped, won the Super Bowl a week ago. And you're just speculating. And I'm like, shut up. And it's on normal news. This is way before streaming because I'm old. Yeah. But I'm just like, you know what? No. And that's what Boston's like too. And that it frustrates me.
Yeah.
So thank you for my rant.
Well, fuck you, Tom Brady.
Yeah, fuck you, Tom Brady.
And
John Elway, you can fuck yourself too.
That man sold you a car.
That man did sell me a car, but you know what's really beautiful about it is I have hated John Elway since I was young because he lost the Super Bowl in 1987, which I've said on this podcast before. That was the only time I ever cared, and I was a young girl, and he broke my heart, and I've never forgiven him. But I have always thought he sucked ever since that. And now that he's not anymore, he's taking a different role. But when he was the general manager, everybody fucking hated him. It was so cathartic for me. It was, right. How do you say that word? Schadenfreude? Schadenfreude? Yeah. It was that.
Right.
It was finally everybody had come around to my way of thinking. And I was just so happy.
Isn't that great when everybody thinks like you?
Well, when people hate the same people, I do, yes.
Yeah. It's very satisfying.
I was like, oh, see, I told you he sucked, and now you're all on my same page.
Anyways, I think that's about it for now. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with our book for this week.
Aquaman and Firestorm fighting crime together. So come down or burn them up. No one does it better. Whenever you find trouble, they'll always be there to catch them in a bubble or even torch their hair. They stand for truth and justice in sea, on land, in air. Aquaman and Firestorm, they make a super pair.
The Fire and Water Podcast, celebrating Aquaman, King of the Seven Seas, and Firestorm, the Nuclear Man.
Available at Fire and Water Podcast, Aquaman Shrine, Firestorm Fan, and on iTunes and Stitcher.
I'm one of your hosts, the Irredeemable Shag, here to talk about Firestorm. Along with me is my co-host Rob Kelly, here to talk about some guy that talks to fish.
Really? You're going to pull this crap during the promo? It's bad enough I have to put up with your shenanigans every...
All right, we're back here in Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is The Secret Defenders, number 15 from May 1994, coming to you from the all-new, all-fresh Marvel Comics. It says up here in the corner. It's fresh.
Fresh.
And I guess it's a fresh take on this particular comic because it's like a new team. It's like a new phase of the Secret Defenders because we're transitioning from the Doctor Strange era to the Doctor Druid era. So we're making changes, and this particular book, comic book, comes from my Deadpool and the Secret Defenders trade, which reprints issues 15 through 25, which is great because that means I don't have to track all these issues down. I have all these particular issues in this book. Mm-hmm. And later state post Strange Secret Defenders is kind of a forgotten era for a lot of people, even though.
Is that good?
I don't know, maybe. You know, I mean, it did have Deadpool in it.
Yeah,
that's
true. It did.
It had Deadpool in it at a time when he was just kind of becoming a bigger deal.
Yeah, he hadn't broken out to, I guess you would say.
Yeah, he just recently had like the Circle Chase miniseries. So he's been, sort of active and percolating. And, eventually a couple years from this point, he does end up having a, his first ongoing series. And that's where, things just kick off from there. But on the cover here, we've got just the three main guys, Doctor Druid, who is looking mightily jacked. And he has a mighty top knot ponytail.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah.
And
he's like insanely jacked. And so actually is Cage, by the way.
Well, yeah, and Luke Cage is here and Deadpool is here. And that's our team for this particular issue. That's it's funny because Dr. Druid wasn't always this jacked. Like he must have really got. He also didn't have this much hair. Because I don't know if you've ever.
Maybe it's a wig.
It could be, or he could have magically adhered hair to his head.
Sure, he could have a spell.
A hair spell.
It's like Rogaine, but in spell form.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he always is known for kind of having like the George Costanza.
Oh yeah.
Even back in like the back in the 80s.
Sure.
Yeah, he looked like an Anton LaVey. I think that's kind of like his.
Sure.
Was kind of like his aesthetic. It was like
it's a very good reference.
It was Anton LaVey.
Sorry,
I feel like Anton LaVey's pretty.
No, it's great. It's just I didn't expect to hear the name Anton LaVey today.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Oh, I thought he would have been more. He's more well known.
Oh no, he's totally well known.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny because I haven't heard that name in a very long time.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I haven't heard that name for 5,000 years.
So yeah, but he kind of looked like Anton LaVey and George Costanza back in the 80s, and he was kind of a creep. He kind of still is.
Sure.
But in this particular case, he grew some hair and he got really buff, and he ends up fulfilling the duties of Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange
I don't really know what Doctor Strange is doing besides being stuck in the middle of the earth or something.
Doctor Strange, yeah, he's in a sanctum in the bowels of the earth. Which is currently in this book, there's God, I don't really know how to explain it, but we're kind of in the phase where there's the entity name known as Strange, which is this dude.
Yeah.
So there's a mass Doctor Strange, like Lucha Doctor Strange.
Is that actually Doctor Strange, or
it's like an entity or something that had to do with. I don't really know how to explain it because I just know that eventually he goes from. He deals with that, and then he ends up getting like a new look, and he gets young. Becomes younger, and he gets a new look, and he goes from looking like Doctor Strange as we know him to like John Lennon,
okay,
with like the glasses, like Howard Stern glasses or whatever.
Sure.
For like a couple issues, and it's pretty for lack of a better word, Strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, but at this point though, right now, Doctor Strange ain't even got no facial hair. He's just got like a 5 o'clock shadow here.
He just looks like a regular guy here.
He looks like a G.I. Joe motherfucker.
It's so weird because the tarot card that we're showing shows regular Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then the one we see here is just like, I don't know, a guy who plays football or used to.
Dr. Linebacker.
Dr. Linebacker. He's going to go on ESPN and talk about the Super Bowl. What a football talker.
Hey, I'm here at Doctor Strange. We got Doctor Strange here to talk about Tom Brady's chances at Super Bowl Live. Or LV, LVI, LIV, LV. It's really frustrating because the Super Bowl logo this year it looks like it says Live, but Live was last year. It's Super Bowl 55, so it's LV.
Yeah.
But the way they have is they have the Lombardi trophy in the middle, like it's an I, but it's not supposed to be an I. So every time I look at it, I go, it's Super Bowl Live, but it's not. And it'll make more sense next year because they could just stick the trophy at the end of the LV because it'll be Super Bowl 56.
Sure.
Anyways, just wanted to rant on that.
Mm-hmm. Good rant.
So he's stuck in the earth somewhere, and he's being he's dealing with it.
Yeah.
And
or he's trying to.
The doctor, his duties as Secret Defenders leader, because basically what the Secret Defenders premise is that he gets these premonitions or just visions of evil going on, so it's up to him to assemble a random team of heroes that band together to take on whatever is going on in this particular issue. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it doesn't really I feel like whatever happened in Secret Defenders never really followed through the rest of the Marvel universe. At least didn't really feel like it was very impactful, but nonetheless, it's his duty to figure this out, but he's sitting there and he's meditating, and these tarot cards come here and they're telling him, you need to find, Luke Cage and what's his face, Deadpool, and and then there's the inverted Reaper. Yeah,
what is that? Is that like a Tenant thing?
I don't know. I don't understand what the inverted Reaper means.
It's an inverted bullet.
So, yeah.
I Tenant was a thing.
Tenant was a thing.
We watched on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was time well spent.
Was it?
No. So, clean-shaven Doctor Strange is sitting there, and he's he literally just goes, I have no time nor energy. I have neither the time nor energy to waste on such trifles. Be gone. And he throws his cards everywhere. He does a 52 pickup.
How many cards are in a tarot deck? I feel like there's more.
Yeah, he only has a few. He only has
he has to have a whole tarot deck. It doesn't work if you don't have the whole thing.
I don't know.
I know. I have tarot cards.
Oh, you do?
Of course.
Have you used them?
Yeah, my God, I've had tarot cards since before you and I met.
Oh man, do they predict things?
No, they don't really work that way.
Okay.
You ask them for guidance.
Well, you got a reading, didn't you? One time everyone went to the Reds Fest.
I did get a reading, and it was completely pointless. And I believe the biggest thing that came out of the cards is that you're anxious. And I'm like, yeah, I already fucking knew that.
Who, me or
you? You.
Oh, me, yeah.
That your husband's really anxious.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, yeah, I know that. Thanks a lot, lady. Here's $40. $40 or however much it costs. Anyway.
I had a turkey leg that day.
You did. And I had kind of a shitty margarita, and I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie about that.
What would you expect from a Red Fest? Margaritas weren't invented then.
No, it was supposed to be slushy, but the problem was I think it was just running so fast that it couldn't make slush, so it was kind of cold.
Okay. Ew.
Yeah.
So
I missed the Ren Fair.
Yes, one day. So Doctor Strange is like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do it. And then Strange is there, and he's like, hey, man, what's up? And he's like, well, since all this stuff's going on in my life these days, I would normally be doing this stuff, but I don't want to do it.
I can't
do it. And then Strange, it's really hard. This is confusing, but
it is confusing.
Strange is like, hey man, let me do it. And he's like, no,
Nah, bro.
you know, you got to do other stuff. You have to help me with this salami character.
Salami.
Solange.
Salami.
Solange. It's Solange. It's
It's Beyonce's sister.
Beyonce's sister.
Wow.
She's causing havoc in the Marvel universe.
She's kind of slumming it over here.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I mean, she's you know, not as popular as her sister, you know, but
I don't know. Twitter might disagree with you.
oh shit, I better not anger the Bayhive.
Oh no, they're not going to be mad.
Oh, they're not.
You're not talking about Beyonce. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like whenever Solange does anything, it's like Beyonce gets a lot of like, yes, queen work, and Solange is just like, oh my god, look at what Solange has done. It's fucking epic. Like, it's that kind of difference. Does that make any
Right.
sense? Okay. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, clearly she's doing something epic because she's in this book, you know, or whatever. She found her way into the Marvel 616.
She sure did.
So Doctor Strange is like, look, you know, these we need to keep doing this, so I need to like find a replacement or something. So I need to figure out a fitting candidate to take over my my duties. Mm-hmm. So he calls upon our boy Doctor Druid, who's in Boston.
Sure.
Look at that brownstone. It looks like, you know what it is? It looks like I'm trying to think. It reminds me of like those brownstones over in Back Bay.
You mean off like Commonwealth and
Commonwealth, yeah.
stuff? I used to live in a brownstone off there.
I feel like
not off Commonwealth, but off a street close to there.
Yeah, I feel like that's like his
In a shitty apartment. Don't think I had the whole thing.
Yeah, she was she went. I didn't meet Jen and she had a full brownstone.
Oh, we would have fucking never left about a full brownstone.
So
I had the tiniest of apartments, a tiny ass studio apartment.
but you have roof access.
I was the only one with the roof access, so I kind of lucked out. But yes, I did.
So, yeah. So we're hanging out with Doctor Druid, and he's doing something. He's just randomly doing some spell.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing. It's like he's something about the astro. Is he like binding a woman?
I feel like he's summoning a woman.
Summoning a tiny woman.
Well, I think she's supposed to be like real size, but that's just like the representation of the woman.
Oh,
Is that Malachi?
Oh, I don't know.
She shows up. I think her name's Malachi. Oh.
Yeah, you're right. It's Malachi.
Yeah.
So he gets disturbed, and this is when like Doctor Strange like comes out of his wall. Looks like he's coming out of like, and he's like, hey Druid. He's like, ah, fuck.
Kind of looks like he's coming out like a seed pod. It's kind of gross.
It does, yeah. He looks like he's coming out of some sort of goo, and then we get one of these joints where it's like it's read.
This is very strange.
The issue is read horizontally.
Yeah, so it's like
or vertically.
The picture takes up both pages, and you have to flip the book.
So basically, Strange is just like, all right, well, it's your problem now.
Yeah,
You're in charge of this now. And then he's like, oh shit,
it's like, fuck me.
I guess I got to do this. And he's got this girl or this woman, Jillian, I forgot her last name, Woods, who's also known as Shadow Woman.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh, I just got like a weird. Is this where he tells her? Yeah, they're talking, and then he's like, hey, you need to like not be Jillian right now because I got like a weird premonition, so I'm gonna need you to turn into Shadow Woman.
And she's like, sweet.
And she's like, cool, I'm Shadow Woman, and she kind of has like a Spider Woman-esque costume.
Yeah, that's the thing when I first saw her.
Because I saw her too, and I was like, wait. Who is she?
I don't really get the costume because I'm like, clearly she looks like, you know, Jessica Drew Spider Woman. So it's like,
but her costume is purple and not red.
Yeah, it's purple and blue or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of her hair here? She's just kind of hanging out. This is her walking around hair.
It kind of looks like a bad wig. It looks like it's not all the way on her head.
It looks like a drag queen wig.
Yeah, but like a bad one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like because it goes
not
it's
a
like,
quality
because it's big. It's big on top, and then it just kind of swoops around. Like she's got really like this really long tail.
Yeah,
it's pretty intense.
Yeah, if she were on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race, she'd be like, "This is 58 inches of human hair," or whatever.
So he's like, look, you know, Agamotto, something Dark Forces. You know, there's this gem that we need to like. It's been reconstructed, and we need to get it before shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
before the Mobius Stone, excuse me.
Oh, yes, that's
The
right.
Mobius Stone.
We're looking for another fucking rock.
That's right. The Rock.
That's all we do in comic book movies, in books, is look for rocks.
Yeah, that's essentially what the Marvel MCU is based on. Is just a bunch of rocks.
The MCU is based on a bunch of rocks, and DC was like, I want in. I want in.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking get me a dick stone. Let's go.
Give me a Dick Stone. We got that kryptonite. We got mother boxes hanging out somewhere. Those could be rocks.
Yeah. Sure.
So a lot of our superheroes, they look, a lot of our villains, they look like
They
animated
look
rocks.
like rocks.
They do look like rocks. Fucking look at Steppenwolf. He looks like a goddamn rock.
Does he look like?
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Barf Rock.
Yeah, you know what? He is built like a brick shithouse. I would agree with you there.
Yeah. So no, but this Mobius Stone, an ancient artifact of limitless mystical potential, shattered eons ago into 1,000 agments by Agamotto himself.
Sure.
And Shadow Woman's like, "What does it do?" And he's like, "You don't want to know. Pray you need never learn." It's like, no, you need to tell us.
No, I'd like to know, please.
It's like, what's so big to big? I'd be like, if I was Shadow, I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. You're making me like, I don't mind becoming Shadow Woman because I got this sweet ass Spider Woman costume.
Yeah.
But like, why are we doing this? And you're telling me we have to go to Chicago? Are we gonna get hot dogs? We get some deep dish?
Oh shit! Can we get some deep dish?
Yeah, you go to Chicago,
That
get
sounds
some
really
deep dish.
good, actually.
Yeah, you go to what else?
You know what?
You ride the L train.
I have never had a proper deep dish.
Yeah, I think you have to go to Chicago, but it's really like from what all intents and purposes. I hear that the deep dish, like a true deep dish, is very intimidating.
Oh, it sounds extremely intimidating. Remember that time I kind of tried to make one?
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah, when we lived in Alston, and that was just dumb.
Because I've been to Pizzeria Uno, where you can get a deep dish.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same, but
not the
like,
same.
We're talking like, yeah.
I feel like if we ever went to Chicago, which if this pandemic is ever over, we will, we would order a deep dish pizza, and then we would both be very upset by it when it comes. I feel like we would have to walk around.
We would have like a piece, and then we would be pissed.
We would have to walk around all day without eating anything, and then go get the deep dish.
But then we'd be angry we haven't eaten anything.
But then we're going to eat the deep dish.
Oh, right, but like, we'd be angry up to that point.
Oh, I'm just always angry, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's not really any different.
Right. So he's like, look, we got to go to Chicago, and I shall contact the local talent, he says.
Yeah.
And I guess this local talent he refers to is just a bunch of like, because she goes into like a bar. Like we ends up like Shadow Woman ends up in like a bar.
She goes into a bar and she's wearing a hat. And then, but is this Shadow Woman or is this?
No, this is Malachi.
This is Malachi. I was like, oh, this is somebody else. And this
I thought it
woman
was Shadow Woman, but no good.
is like in a bar.
I actually just want to point out there's a guy here that has a tattoo. Well, somebody's near
There's
to
a couple
us.
dudes.
One dude is just wearing what appears to be a chainmail beanie.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It kind of looks like he has electrodes on his head and he like escaped the lab.
But that's his hat.
Yeah.
And then there's another dude that just has a heart tattoo and it says "Yo Rap" in it. He's being like headlocked by another dude, but he's also holding a broken bottle. And Malachi is like, all right, well, this is, she's like just some chick. Yeah, I mean, that's literally what it is. She's some chick with like an amulet or something.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to cast a spell on some of you guys. So she does.
Well, she has like a part of the Mobius stone, so she's trying to get like more of it.
Yeah.
Because she's wearing that around her neck.
But doesn't she like cast a spell or something here?
Yeah, she needs them to go and do her dirty work for her in the Chicago Museum of Art.
Yeah.
So that's going on, and then we jump to the art museum, and I do enjoy these goons stealing this art. But there's one guy here.
That's right.
There's one guy here.
Uh-huh.
Looks like he's coming out of the painting. Does that not look like he's coming out of the painting? I thought
Which guy am I looking at?
This guy right here.
Oh yeah, except it's because his arm is so beefy.
Yeah, he's got the painting under his arm, but it looks like he's coming out of it, like he just kind of put it over his body.
Yeah, it
and
looked
just kind of walked around with it.
like it was a fucking like gym bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as that's going on, Luke Cage shows up. Luke Cage is there, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody told me hired me to be like the protector of the Chicago Art Museum. So in order to make my entrance, I just barrel through the wall."
Yeah, he does, and I'm like, how did you not like rip down a whole shit ton of paintings when you did that? Because he just like breaks into the museum.
Yeah.
And then he's there, and then he starts fighting these dudes. But first, he's like, "Oh, like I punched him, and it didn't matter."
Well, punch him, and he gets hit, and he
Yeah.
normally, he's pretty tough because he's got the steel skin, and or hard, steel. It's kind of like it's hard like steel, but it's not steel.
Right.
And he's like, "Man, I felt that. So I wonder, there must be something up with these guys."
Yeah.
Because they're kind of, tougher than I'm used to.
Yeah, and he isn't there one part where he's like, "Oh, that one guy broke his leg, and it doesn't seem to bother him or something."
Yeah. Busted his arm near and two and doesn't seem to feel it. So he's about to get jumped up on, and this is when Deadpool shows up. We actually get a nice big splash page of him.
Yeah.
Where he comes in and he's rattling off a bunch of stuff, talking about, I don't even know what he's talking about. He's just kind of ranting because that's what Deadpool does, I guess.
Yeah, he's just blah 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 blah. I didn't really pay attention.
So
After like the first half a page, you're like, okay.
He says something about quiche eating, group hugging, sensitive men that rev the ladies' motors these days in the liberated 90s.
Oh, poor Deadpool is sad because men eat quiche.
Quiche is delicious.
Quiche, I was gonna say quiche is delicious. What the fuck's wrong with you, Deadpool?
Quiche is technically good for you because it's mostly egg.
Yes.
And eggs are good for you. You would think that. I mean, granted, he only eats chimichangas. Is that his deal?
I think that's his deal.
Yeah. So he comes in and he starts doing a bunch of hoo-ha. We get a Kathy Ireland reference because it's 1994 and she's still pretty relevant. Mm-hmm. We get something about a Clinton's health pan. Oh, because you know why? Because Lucas or Luke Cage is like, "Hey, what are you doing here? I know about you."
Yeah.
But like, what are you doing here?
Like,
And
what's your deal?
He's like, "Well, the Clinton's health plan isn't I need some medical benefits or whatever."
Yeah.
So they kind of butt heads for a second, but this is when Doctor Druid and Shadow Woman show up. He does call. Actually, this is coming from Luke Cage. He says, "Who the blazes are you? The R&D wing from the Hair Club for Men?" Which, given his prior hair situation, I would think that he would be.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that episode of I think it's Outer Limits.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think it's Outer Limits where like John Astin gets like a hair treatment and like he puts it in his head. And then
You sure you're not thinking about the Simpsons episode with Snake?
No,
Where Homer gets Snake's hair.
right? No, there's that one too. But like there's also the one where it's kind of like it's kind of similar to the episode of The Simpsons where Homer takes the Rogaine
Oh yeah.
and he puts it on his head and he wakes up with like a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like that, but then like, John Astin's hair ends up being alive. So, Dr. Druid's like, "I need your help with this global issue." It's kind of like Suicide Squad, where like you just got a bunch of jabronis dealing with like this world-ending issue. Like that's kind of how like a lot of these comic books are.
Yeah.
Especially with like something like Secret Defenders. It's always like, oh my God, there's this thing that's going to threaten the world. We need to get random people together.
Yeah.
So he actually does a hypnotizing though.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry, he didn't have epiphany. Deadpool had an epiphany.
Yeah, Deadpool does that.
Deadpool does have epiphanies. So he hypnotizes them into helping them or gives them a psychic nudge of sorts. And they go to look for this piece of the Mobius stone. It turns out it's on the hilt of a sword. And Dr. Druid's like, "All right, I got my sword. I'm going to take the sword." And Luke Cage is like, "What the fuck, dude? You just can't. You came here. You're asking us for your help, and you just came here to steal a sword.
Right?
Like, I'm not going to let you do that."
No.
So, but then he gets attacked by Malachi, who's now in her gimmick outfit, which That is an outfit.
That sure is an outfit. It's something.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. She's almost got like a Wolverine hair.
She does have
but she's got
Wolverine
like
hair.
a Liberace collar.
But also she had to make sure she had the giant earrings.
Well, I mean, you gotta have earrings.
Well, yeah, but those could be very damaging in a fight.
I know, but they do complete a look.
True.
Sometimes you want a door knocker. I don't know.
So Doctor Druid's like, the woman from my vision, Malachi. And it's like, oh man, you think you could think of any other woman, in 1994, think of Pamela Anderson, or Kathy Ireland. We already talked about her.
Oh yeah, lots of Kathy Ireland talk about how she calls Deadpool and like begs him to come home or something.
Yeah.
And her voice is annoying.
Yeah, because Deadpool's perfectly sane, and this is all happening for real. No, it's
And
not.
I'm like, wait, you're shooting down Kathy Ireland? What's happening?
Yeah, he's shooting. Well, he's not shooting her down. She's not even never calling him.
What if she really is?
I don't know. So she's like, look, I got a piece of the stone and I need more of it. The use of the artifact is thoroughly justified for what I must do, unnatural or not. I do for love. Okay.
Okay.
They go to get the jump on her, and she turns all the paintings alive. So
Oh yeah.
this is something that happens. So like a bunch of paintings, which just happen to be a bunch of like dinosaurs and bowls and like monsters. Apparently they're in the monster wing of the Chicago Art Museum, which I would like to go to if that's true.
Yeah.
They're doing that, and they're turning that painting that what's his face was looking at and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mm-hmm. That painting's alive. All those little people are coming out of there. So all the paintings and statues come to life, and what's her face tries to...
There's like a giant horseman.
Yeah, there's a horseman. You got a horseman. You've got a dinosaur.
Yeah, also-
dinosaur dog here.
There's all sorts of shit going on.
Also in the bottom here, concrete.
Yeah.
Or a gray gingerbread man. Just like a crazy looking gingerbread
Yeah.
stone statue.
Yeah, it's really ugly.
So then this is what's confusing. So Luke Cage just a minute ago was like, hey, we've preserved the sanctity of this museum. But then he's like, I've always wanted to take a crack at a sculpture. So he's got this. He apparently he's like Superman. What Superman is to robots, like that's what art is to him. Mm-hmm. He just wants to punch a statue anytime he sees one. He goes to Philadelphia and he punches the Rocky statue and he knocks its head off. And now it's like Luke Cage v Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That would be a good good episode of Luke Cage, or just anything. You know what? Let's bring that to fruition. I want to see Luke Cage versus a random city.
Sure, fight it.
So so they're fighting all these statues and monsters, and what's his face? Deadpool starts singing Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I wanted Power Rangers. All I got was Barney stuff. During all of this, Doctor Druid just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, what the fuck, dude? This is bullshit. We're fighting all these monsters. And there's so many monsters here all of a sudden. Like, it's ridiculous. Like I think the Sistine Chapel comes to life at some point.
Yeah.
Or
which is like
representation of
flying
that.
through the sky.
Yeah, just flying through the sky. And as that's happening, Doctor Strange is in his sanctum, and he's looking at a card of Doctor Druid on it, and it says "Fool," and the tarot does not lie, and that's how we end. Next issue, Cadaver. Who Cadaver is this guy? He's a
zombie.
He's a zombie man who has bone swords in his body.
Oh boy, bone swords.
Bone swords, and that's it for Secret Defenders number 15 from May 1994. Would you want to read about Cadaver and continue on with the rest of this?
Oh, yeah, I like a zombie.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind checking out a zombie.
he's a zombie. He's actually like a young zombie. Like he's a young zombie. He's named Cody, but he becomes Cadaver.
I see.
So, and that's kind of how we like rerun with him for like the next like that guy with like the next 10 issues. Like Daredevil apparently is hanging around too, or Deadpool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna read the rest of this. I gotta get to finishing the rest of this because I just love me some Secret Defenders. So
Yeah.
I'm into it. But that's it for this week's show. Thank you for listening and being with us. You can find us again on Twitter. I'm at Angry Hero Sean, as well as Instagram.
I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. You can find the show on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever, and email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
Oh, that's right. On YouTube, please check me out, Angry Hero 79, with my vidjas that I'm doing. Trying to do more. I gotta edit some more of those. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Pandora, anywhere you get this podcast. There's so many places that we're up there. And if we're not on a place that you want to use, let us know. Actually,
Except Amazon.
Except Amazon. We're not going on Amazon. That's Jen said no.
Jen did say no.
Jen did
because
say-
I can't say anything bad about Amazon if we go on Amazon. And you know what? Sometimes I just want to say fuck Jeff Bezos.
So we'll stand to that. But yeah, we're on Google stuff too. So you can Google the podcast. You can just actually what's kind of cool is that you can Google Worst Collection Ever podcast or Worst Collection Ever, and that should come up. I think we come up like we're like the first thing, like our podcast
Good.
comes up. So
Good.
So yeah, that's kind of neat. But once again, folks, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you again soon.
Bye.